Good morning, class 6. Today we are going to study the poem The Echoing Green by William Blake. Now, William Blake was born in 1757 and died in 1827. He lived in London for all but 3 years of his life. When he was a young boy, his parents realized that he was most interested in art. So he got some painting lessons. He worked as an artist for a painter. So Blake was a poet, a painter and a print maker. He believed in equality and wrote poetry, simple poetry that could be understood by everyone. Now, this particular poem, The Echoing Green, talks about the nature and the people alike. That our lives are just like nature or the earth, which has different cycles. Now, the poem has been divided into 3 stanzas. Each stanza has 10 lines each and they rhyme with each other. Now, it's a very simple poem it is very joyful and it is celebrating spring. Now, first of all, before taking the explanation of the poem, I'll just read out the poem to you. Now, this video will be divided in 2 sections. Now, this particular video, I'll just read the poem and explain the meaning of the lines to you. And in the video which will follow this one, I will tell you about the rhyme scheme, the tone, the theme, the rhyming couplet and the importance of certain lines and words. So let us just enjoy the poem for now. The sun does arise and make happy the skies, the merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound, while a sports shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all, girls and boys, in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. Till the ones weary no more can be merry, the sun does descend and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in the nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. So in the first 2 lines, the poet is talking about that a new day has dawned and the skies are clear. So the skies seem to be happy. When there are no clouds in the skies are happy. The merry bells ring. It can be the church bell or the school bell, but I think it is not the school bell because the poet in the lines ahead will talk about the children playing out in the fields. Now the bells are ringing to welcome the spring. The spring season is right now. The cycle is for the spring season. And who all are welcoming the spring? The skylark and thrush. These are 2 different kinds of birds of the bush, and they sing songs and sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound, while our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. So the first stanza is being narrated by the children who are playing out in the field, and they are talking about the blue skies, the happy skies and the beautiful bird songs which they can hear when they are playing on the field. While our sport is that the different games that they are playing. On the echoing green, children, over here is the spring, the fields which are full of greenery and blooms everywhere. Now, let us see what happens in the second stanza. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. Old John is an elderly person who is sitting along with other people under the oak tree. And what is he doing? He is enjoying himself seeing the children at play. Now, what is happening is that these children, these elderly people, they are reminiscing, they are remembering their time when they were young, and they also similarly used to play around during the spring. They laugh at a play and soon they all say. Now again the children are saying, they are talking about old John and the other people who are sitting there, and they know that these elderly people are talking about them, and they are talking, saying that when they were young they also used to play the same games, and they also got lot of pleasure from being one with the nature, enjoying the nature, listening to the beautiful songs of the birds, seeing the green leaves and the fields full of wild blooms. In a youth time is whose youth time? The children are talking about the youth or the childhood of the elderly people of their village on the echoing green. Now again this line has been repeated in the second stanza. Now in the third stanza, let us see what happens. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry. Little ones are the children themselves who have been playing since morning and are now tired. The sun does descend, meaning to say it's time for sunset, and the sports have an end. So when it's evening time, when it becomes dark, the children all head home, because they are tired, they are hungry, and now the whole day they have missed their parents. So where they do go? To the laps, round the laps of their mothers. Many sisters and brothers, sisters and brothers, they all the children who are playing in the field, they head back home. Not necessarily just to the mother, to the father as well, because both the parents love their children equally. Like birds in their nest are ready for rest. Now in this poem, the poet has compared the children to the birds. See, in the first stanza again, how to the birds of the bush sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound. So here the children have been compared to the birds who are happy, who are alive. Similarly, the children are happy and alive by playing in the field. In the third stanza again, the poet has compared the children with the birds. He says, like the birds are tired when they are out the whole day looking for worms and looking for seeds to eat. So when evening comes, when the sun sets, they all head back to trees to perch there for the night, to rest there during the night. Similarly, the children are also, after a whole day of play, they also are tired and they head back home. Like birds in their nest are ready for rest, and sport no more seen. So the children are all home and there are no kinds of games going on in the fields. Now on the darkening green. So the poet ends the poem with the last line, which is slightly different from the last lines of stanza 1 and stanza 2. The words echoing have been replaced with darkening. So over here, darkening shows the sadness. In the first stanza, the time of the day is said to be day, morning. In the second stanza, the time of the day is afternoon, and in the third stanza, the time of the day is evening. It also represents the different times of the day, also represent the different life cycles in a man's or in a human's life. Morning is childhood, then afternoon is the elderly age, and then in the third para, evening is the time when people die. The sun descends on their life, or they are no longer breathing, and it is all, their world is again dark. So it's a beautiful poem, children. I'll give you the rhyming scheme and some more detailed explanation of the poem on the next video. I've already uploaded the explanation in writing in the eCare app. Please make sure that you go through it. I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you.